career at a very fast rate compared to if I didn't have the experiences on how to deal with what comes along with being an actor, on TV and being a celebrity.
That's so true. I mean, just this life experience is one of the best ways to learn, I think, being in any business besides being trained at a school or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I didn't, never in a million years did I think that I was going to be an actor or a bodyguard. I just wanted to I wanted to be a cop originally, but that didn't work out, and I wanted to be a firefighter. I just wanted to work for 20 years, open up some type of business or something of that magnitude. But the man upstairs just kept directing my life into this area. I didn't have anybody in my family who was an actor. I didn't know any actors. But then I just started getting along with a lot of different celebrities in a bodyguard capacity. And then the things, my mother's very animated. And then when you get comfortable, you start seeing that I'm actually kind of funny. And then I'm making them laugh, and then only before you know it, the camera comes on, and then I start, I have no filter, and then all of a sudden people are laughing. I said, okay, I guess I'm funny. I don't know. and here we go. Almost 8 years now I've been a professional actor and haven't had a job besides, TV and entertainment outside of that. And you look back and you just say, my God, I can believe it. It's happened, but, I now know that this is what I'm here to do.
Did it seem surreal for you to be around the big celebrities like that, going from just living an everyday life to all of a sudden being with all of them?
I could say that kind of, certain times, and if you could understand, it's like you see people on TV and you worship them. You're like, holy cow, that's that person. Then before you know it, you have their home number, you have their cell phone number, and then they're calling you on Thanksgiving. What's up? What's going on? Hey, we're going out for your birthday. I mean, like saying that, Queen Latifah, she was so sweet when I was on tour in Tennessee. She took me out for my 30th birthday. And things like that, it was 5 years ago. It meant the world to me, She took me out with, the whole entourage. And we had a great big dinner and just certain special things like that will always touch my heart because of the kind of person that she is. Yeah. And a lot of times people don't get to experience the tenderness and the beauty of some of these people because all you see is them on TV, whether they're performing. Right. You don't get to know them in an intimate capacity, and it's just sometimes it's surreal, but, you become who you associate. One of my friends told me that. You become who you associate. If you surround yourself with the right people, you'll get where you need to go. But some of the experiences with different celebs have been challenging, and some have been very gracious, and, I have a lot of respect and admiration. Some of us, you got to be real. Some you don't care for because I'm an egoless kind of a person. I do a lot of humanitarian work, and I don't believe it's all about me. And when I see other people who, and I'm not throwing names out there, Pam, so it ain't happening. Right. But I'm just saying, I'm just covering my bases. But it kills me when I see people just act as if they're just too good for other folks, so they can't take the time to sign an autograph or, say hello and take a picture with someone. That drives me nuts. But, you have to respect people for who they are. Everyone won't do it. But, I've had good examples of people I've worked for that are gracious, who are, very appreciative of all of their fans and spend hours signing autographs and taking pictures. And when you have that as an example and then, the camera turns on me and God has, blessed me with an incredible fan base of people who love and support me, and they know that I love and support them and I appreciate them. Who am I to be more of a person, to be less of a person, not to take the time to send a tweet back or to do a retweet or to say thank you or just to give a little happy birthday shout out. It just takes a second to show an act of kindness, and it goes a long way. I've learned that, and it's very fulfilling at the same time.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it many times after this, but I believe that what you put out there is what you get back. So if you want good, you have to give good, right. And otherwise forget about it. You have no, what is the word I'm looking for? You just don't belong on social media or having friends if you're only going to be bad and give out bad and say bad things and do bad things,
You know something? I totally agree with you, but there are many different aspects to me, and you brought up social media, so I'm just going to touch on that for a second. There's some days I'm not feeling positive. I'm a human being. There's some days where the world throws you an uppercut, punches you in the stomach, and kicks you right between the eyes. And you have to say to yourself, sometimes you want to express yourself. But then when you start thinking about the different age demographics of people who maybe watch my tweets, or you are now an example, you're a role model to many people. And when I do speaking engagements, people engage me and they say things that bring me to tears, and to know that they're following my life and they know about, my achievements. I'm like, who am I? I'm just a kid from Rockaway Beach who had a dream of just not being arrested and getting in trouble and, not getting caught up in the bad things. And here I am, people admiring my work and saying that you inspire them and I want to be like you. And I'm like, whoa. So the days that I feel down and I want to maybe express something that's on my mind, whether it's religious, sometimes I throw certain religious quotes out, or politics, but because you have to be so sensitive, sometimes I feel like as if you have shackles on because you want to express every aspect of yourself like a reality show, but many times as your career grows, certain things will come back to bite you in the ass.
That's true.
And you have to be responsible. I see some people become very irresponsible with their tweets and their stuff, but also I'm not a person, and all the people that follow me, they know that I don't tweet stupid stuff. I try to tweet something that's in the current, something I'm enjoying that I'm doing. Maybe I'm going to go read a book, just something interesting that could either motivate or inspire. Sometimes I'll say I'm stuck in some crazy traffic, but I'm not going to say, hey, I just got a phone call from my mom. When is enough? Sometimes I read somebody's tweets, I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Some people love it, but I can't give that much because I'm like, sometimes it's just gone too far.
Exactly. I know. I'll be reading tweets and shaking my head at the same time.
SMH. You're like,
yes.
You're like, what is this celebrity thinking to put this nonsense up? Like, come on, man.
And
then when people use profanity, that really irks me. Like, where's your responsibility to your people? Like, they want to say this and start blasting people. I'm like, you're so tough behind the words. Try that in person, see what would happen.
Right. And I know some people like that, too. They hide behind the computer. So.
Oh, yeah, they're so tough with their words. In person, be like, oh, no, me, I just think that, no.
Especially if you walked up to their front door. My God.
I know it.
Oh, boy. Those days are behind me.
They'll be changing their undies real quick.
Oh, gosh. Like, I have some large gentlemen at my door. Help. Don't get me started, Pam. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I got stories.
I can imagine.
You can't imagine, Dave. It's very rare that I get the opportunity to, like, express certain stories, certain things I can say, certain things I can, touch, because when you have confidentiality, you have to respect that, and I'm very fortunate to, one thing, you have a name and a respectable name in the business when they know that you're not talking about their private lives or stuff like that, and I don't disclose certain things, but certain things I can disclose. You have to be very respectful, and you have to respect people's lives, because that's when you're in those, Jay-Z says it best. He says it's a secret society. Oh, yes, it's trust. It's true, because when you do live a very, very public life, you lose a part of yourself. You're giving so much of yourself to everyone else. What happens when you just need to have a private moment, but then you're not allowed to because you're judged and you're ridiculed because of something that may come out of your mouth? And if you weren't a celebrity or if you weren't someone that someone listens to, it would be no problem. But when you are known or you have some type of celebrity status, it's a big problem. I can't believe they said that. Who is this person to do this? And then they have to deal with that type of recourse for wanting to express themselves. You know what I'm saying, Pam?
Right. Yeah, you see that on a daily basis. I see it tweeted out from an article from certain places that are known for putting out the articles or the videos of some celebrity that's gone off on a cameraman because he won't leave him and his family alone.
I think I can truly relate to that. But at the same time, you want to hear the flip side of that thing?
Sure.
But you're not hearing the stories about when the cameramen start coming around and then they're like, "There's a paparazzi. I don't see them. What's going on?" Y'all don't hear that part.
Right.
Because as much as they want to say we want our privacy, but then when they're not around, you start feeling as if they're losing their star power. Then they want it. So it's don't get it twisted.
Right. Well, I know there's some kind of saying about that, like any news is good news or any news is bad news, or I don't know, whatever it is. I can't think of it right now, but they always want to be in the spotlight, bad or good, because that lets the fans know they're still around and they feel like they're still getting the spotlight. So,
Right.
That's it. And out of sight, out of mind is not a good thing, because then we forget.
You know what? That's really true. It's real. If you're not around and people don't see you, you know, there's always somebody else to entertain them, or someone who's going to grab your audience base or your fan base. But I don't have like the most Twitter followers like a lot of other people. But I can tell you one thing that I do pay attention to, and it's truth. It's just a reality. Sometimes you'll have people who have 100,000 fans, 100,000 followers, and I see them post something. Depending if they're like a Rihanna or something, that's another story. They have millions. But just say someone else has 100,000 followers. They put out a tweet or something that's meaningful, and they get roughly 100 responses. That's kind of bad if you think about it, because the following people who follow you, you get anywhere from 5 to 8% of your followers that will respond and interact, you're doing great. When I look at my numbers of, like, one time I was at 10,000, now I'm down like at 9,700. It fluctuates. It goes up and down. But the thing is, if I hit something and I get like 100 responses, or I get, 10 or 15 or 20 retweets, I'm at over 12% retention.
Right.
Meaning that I got 12% of my people, because I do engage with them, and I do, for the most part, I try to answer their questions. When I get the stupid questions that are redundant, they understand I just don't answer them back, because, I mean, come on now. Like, hypothetically, let's say, when are you going to be back? When are you going to be back? The whole thread says, he'll be on this date. He'll be on this date. Then it's like, are you back on? I'm like, wait a minute. Come on, guys. Be fair to me. You know I love you, but, hey.
They want their 15 minutes of fame. That's what it is. They just want you to answer them, even if it's a redundant question.
And then they'll say, follow back. I can't follow back everybody, because the truth of the matter is, half the people who I follow, I don't even look at it because I don't have the time.
Right.
You know, it comes up on a feed. It's like you're busy living your own life, and you're going from audition to I do speaking engagements to my humanitarian work. You're bouncing around doing a million things, trying to have a balanced life. Could you imagine if I stayed on top of everybody else's business? For me, it's truly impossible.
And I can completely understand that. I follow over 2,100 people, and I have the same amount or maybe a little bit more that follow me on just my personal account alone. And I use TweetDeck, so my timeline is constantly flying by, and somebody will say, well, did you see that tweet? And I said, well, if I don't have an at mention to my name specifically, I probably didn't see it. I'll follow a lot of them. I've gotten pretty good at it, but you cannot keep up with that many people.
No, you can't. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I tried to do one time? You know that thing where it notifies you of certain people that when they tweet something, it will automatically pop up and you'll know what it is? I had people who I thought I wanted to follow and listen to. When I started looking at the things that they were saying, I'm like, I know they're verified, but is it really them? Do they have the time? Are you shitting me? Do they have the time to do this back with, and they have over 400,000 followers? I'm like, nah, this cannot be them. It's impossible. No way, Jose, impossible. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you're trying to manage. And I'm looking, this thing is going on all day long. I said, you know what? I unfollowed. I didn't unfollow. I just took that notification off where they notify you when certain people tweet. I was losing my mind. I was caught up in everybody else's stuff. And I'm like, what did I have to do for myself today? I said, God, you can lose your mind in the social media network.
Yes. Well, I know for a fact some of the big actors have other people that tweet for them, like their publicist or somebody. But I would imagine the ones that are really huge, they probably have a whole office of people just tweeting for that one person. They have to.
Bananas. It's bananas.
Yep, it sure is. I think Facebook's a little bit easier to keep up with sometimes, although I rarely go on there these days.
You know what's really killing me right now? Can I tell you something? This is really killing.
Sure. Yeah.
I've got Facebook, I've got Twitter, and I've got Instagram. Why is it I'm getting all these notifications for LinkedIn, and then I have people saying, you didn't request me on LinkedIn? I'm like, come on, guys, maybe I have 3 social networks. And now they're like,